I'll go first. Some of my favorite 2D games are the Mario series. I of course enjoy the precise controls and the amount of thought that went into the actual design of the game and the innovations that went along with it. Tommy?
Mine would have to be Mega Man. I've just always been kind of a fan of Mega Man and the difficulty and characters and all that kind of crap. So yeah, I like Mega Man.
Yeah, the character design of Mega Man was like top notch.
Yeah. I mean, Cut Man, come on. I don't think I'm really inspired by other game developers or artists. I like other people's games, but I don't know. Mine isn't my aspect of this isn't something that is inspired. Mine is like very logical, technical aspect. So, yeah. You, Edmund, now go.
I'm actually mostly inspired by films when it comes to games for some reason. I think it's mostly because I get to pull from films a lot of aesthetics and designs, I guess you could say, in a way, and innovations that are used in films aren't really used that much in games. Not in the literal sense, not in like a storytelling sense or stuff like that, but more of like I like kind of like the artsy fartsy films like El Topo and Alejandro Jodorowsky's work or David Lynch's films, like the kind of abstract thinking that kind of goes into their stuff. I like to apply to game design and game design aesthetics and that sort of stuff too. Design, so I pull a lot from that stuff.
Me too.
I'd say number one is make it.
It's got to be personal in some way. There has to be some sort of personal attachment to what you're working on, and you have to like really believe in what you're working on in order to make it good.
Yeah, it needs to be thought-provoking in some way or fun. Something needs to make it stand out to the player. It needs to get people talking, and it needs to get people either smiling or thinking. The piece needs to make somebody do something proactive in order, that's what you want. You want people to talk about the game. You want people to think about the game. You want people to laugh and enjoy playing the game. It needs to evoke some sort of emotion from the player or action from the player, even if it's something as simple as laughter or frustration or anger or whatever. I think that's a successful game. Get people talking and thinking.
Mm. It's not crap.
That does set it apart. I'd say the thing that sets it apart is its unique sense of self. Even though it pays homage to a lot of classic gaming, both visually and design wise and gameplay wise, it has something that really is itself. It embodies itself. It's very unique in its own right, and I believe it really stands out as something that's not like anything else, even though it is pretty similar to other things. So I think it kind of just stands on its own and kind of breaks new ground.
The game has heart, basically.
Yeah, that's basically what we're saying. The game has heart. It feels different, and it's kind of like a je ne sais quoi, which I guess is heart. It's what it is. It's not. I don't know what it is. It is heart. The game has heart. College dropout.
What's the? Yeah, it helped in no way. It actually hurt because it cost $19,000 to go to school for 2 years.
Yeah, both Tommy and I are college dropouts. I put even less effort into it though. I went to community college and dropped out of that. But yeah, no, I feel like I got a head start on my career by at least 4 years because I dropped out of college.
I'd agree with that. I'd say it was the same for me because I was like out programming, doing contract jobs while my friends were still like taking C++ classes. So yeah, head start.
Well, Tommy deals with the programming and I deal with the visuals. I usually come in on design and then bounce it back and forth, me and Tommy, until we find something that fits, and then we refine. Tommy's living in North Carolina, so most of our work schedule is we work remotely and we catch up on Skype or via IM, and we're both very driven and very what's the word?
Independent.
Yeah. we have our own internal schedules that we keep track of. We know what deadlines we need to hit. We know the work that we need to get done in order to do that. And if anything gets fuzzy, we just simply catch up and streamline.
We have zero time management software or special tricks. We just work until it's done.
Yeah,
that's it.
We know what we need to get, what needs to get done, and we do it. And that's essentially how the work schedule goes. I just kind of wanted the game to appear a little retro but current. I mean, that's kind of how the whole game feels, where it's like it seems old but new. And so the art style, I wanted to represent that. So there's two styles in the game. There's the in-game style, and there's the cutscene or menu style, which is more cartoony and more simple. And I did that to kind of... I always thought it was cool when, like in Ren and Stimpy, where it'd be, animation, and then when they'd get a close-up of something, and then it'd be, like, super detailed. And I always liked the contrast there, so I wanted to do something almost the opposite, where most video games have, like, kind of high poly 3D art in-game, and then they'll cut to a cutscene, and it'll be, like, super high-rendered, crazy graphics that are really realistic. And this one we did the opposite, and we put... In the in-game, he looks pretty detailed, but in the cutscenes, he looks more cartoony and more cute. And I just thought that it was a more visually pleasing art style, and it also worked better with the exporter that Tommy had built.
Honestly, for programming, there really hasn't been anything that difficult. The only sort of frustrating thing is the size limit on the Wii, but that's something I have no control over, so just kind of accept it. It's just there.
We did this ad. It was the first ad we did for Meat Boy, and to kind of test the waters, we released this ad that said it showed like a bovine chart, like a meat cut chart, and in the middle, like one of the cutouts is of Meat Boy, and it says on the top, it says, "Hitler was a vegetarian. Don't be like Hitler, Super Meat Boy." Like basically saying like, if you don't like the game, you're like Hitler. What's called? I believe it's called goal winning. It got around, and some people were upset by it because they thought we were saying that all vegetarians are like Hitler, which wasn't what we're saying.
Consequently, all those people have no sense of humor.
Yeah, yeah. But the publisher's response, we were a bit worried because we thought, oh shit, like, what are they going to do? Like, are they just going to say, we're dropping you, or what are they going to say? But they were really cool about it. Nintendo just told us, hey, can you not include the WiiWare logo or the Wii logo in something that talks about Hitler, please? So, other than that, like, there's just little stuff like that, but there's never been any huge weird walls or anything. We have, of course, a lot of ideas that we bounce back and forth of stuff we want to do next, but it's best not to talk about those things until we actually are working on them.